And we are live. Yay.
Oh, I feel like it's been a minute.
It has. Welcome to another episode of Menopause Enough Already.
Enough already, people.
We are done.
Oh, yes.
D-U-N. Done.
Yeah, all the things.
I'm Heather.
And I'm Courtney, and we're the Mac sisters.
And we are coming to you from Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or at varsityparkfranklin.com.
Yep, grateful to be here. Thankful for the space. Thanks,
Wonderful.
guys. So we, as always, we are real women, real talk, real conversations, lots of laughs, lots of serious conversations, and sometimes TMI, too much information, but
And truth.
I will say,
And
yeah.
maybe sometimes too much truth for some people. Just have to say.
Yeah, if you don't like it, turn it off. If you love it, share us. Like, follow, share.
Yes.
All
and
the good
let's
things.
keep going.
Yep.
Courtney, I was going to ask you today.
Uh-oh.
I was going to ask you. First of all, I wanted to make sure that, how you were doing, because I was just making, a to-do list of things to do during the day. And so I'm just putting this out there, and I want to make sure that everybody is getting their stuff done and really taking time for themselves. So if your morning routine looks like this, I want to make sure that we have time each day to drink 100 ounces of water. Make sure that we're eating all of the protein that you can, because, we know that
Protein is essential.
protein is key.
Got to get it in.
Walk at least 10,000 steps,
Minimum.
if not more.
Right.
Lift heavy weights, stretch, meal prep, and prepare all your other meals for the day for you, and maybe a different meal for your families, because maybe your families are not eating exactly what you are.
Right.
And make sure that you have time to shower, do your daily self-care, meditate, say your daily affirmations morning and night before, when you first thing when you
Looking
wake
in the
up,
mirror,
when
daily
high-fiving,
yeah.
And make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, because if you don't get 8 hours of sleep, then it's not even worth doing the rest of your stuff.
Right.
Remember to do all the things that you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So just remember
work
those.
and running the household.
Yes, just
and
remember
paying
that.
bills.
Keep calm. Just let's
Don't
keep
get too
calm.
worked up.
Take all your supplements. Make sure you remember to take your supplements.
And that's like before food, with food, in between food,
and
before
dinner, whatever. It's like all day. Focus.
Right.
Just focus. Wear layers just in case you have a hot flash you're not sure if you're going to have, but wear layers. Make sure you're prepared for that. Don't be sad.
Right.
Don't talk bad to yourself. Let's stay positive. Let's do positive reinforcement. Try not to cry. If you need to, you can cry, but keep it at a minimum, because you got all these other things
together.
to do.
We're supposed to be daily affirmations.
And relax your mind,
Right.
especially at night. Don't be thinking of irrational things. So those are just a few things that I wanted to make sure.
Cut down on your screen time.
Cut down on screen time.
Don't
eat
your
sugar.
research and know your information.
Yes.
But cut down on your screen time.
Right.
Not too much.
Right.
Calm your brain.
Not to mention, if you have a job, go to work.
Right.
In between
all of these
things. If you have kids, if you have to drop off, if you have sports, make sure you do those things too. But I just wanted to make sure that you were getting all your stuff done.
So, for me, I have to pick and choose. Someone may
I don't
not
know
get
why.
Fed. Yeah, someone may not get fed. When kids were home, maybe we forgot to pick up somebody. Don't worry about it.
I remember that time Mom left me at the mall. It was like 9:15. Mall's closed. I'm hanging out.
Right.
I'm probably 13, 14 years old. Now you would never leave your kid that age at the mall.
You wouldn't even, yeah.
No. And I'd use a payphone to call her and be like, dude, Mom,
Hey.
where are you? She goes, oh, where are you? I'm like, you dropped me off at the mall like 4 hours ago.
How old was she?
Well, I was
You said
If I was 13, she was 33.
Mm,
33, a baby.
yeah.
She didn't
She
even
didn't
know
even
where I
need to have a
was.
13-year-old.
No. She didn't know where I was, and
Yeah.
she dropped me off.
Yeah. Yeah. We got off on the little thing. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff. And I am gonna say, as women, I feel like, I'm not saying men don't carry a lot. Men carry a lot. I feel like the day to day, all the small things that no one thinks about, it's our job. Like, for some reason, it's our job.
Right.
Even like the dog didn't get fed because I didn't do it. Like, no one else even thinks.
My chickens didn't get fed this
Right.
morning. I hope they had water.
Exactly.
Because I was
you
like,
didn't.
I don't have time.
Yeah.
It's still dark. I got to leave.
Yeah.
And I feel that the majority of women get overwhelmed.
Well,
And then to add more on our plates, it's like, I've got to do something else. Like, I've got to track something.
Right.
I've got to track my macros.
Right.
I've got to drink water. I mean, yeah.
Yeah. And we're talking about perimenopause. So we're talking about the hormones changing.
So you can't even
I don't
remember.
have the brain capacity.
Right.
Like, literally brain fog. My brain isn't working. So feeling like, oh my gosh, overwhelmed, there is too much to do. I feel like that is kind of, I want to say, par for the course as being a female working, kids, running the family, supporting, like making the dinners, running, taking to sports, whatever. Like, that's kind of normal. But then we add in hormonal changes, and we've said this a million times. We become more sensitive to stress, brain fog, anxiety. Like, you add all of these hormone fluctuation symptoms, we can be a hot mess.
Right.
And then we blame ourselves. Oh,
I didn't get it done.
Why
or
can't
I couldn't do
I
it.
keep
I
it
can't
together?
remember.
Why can't I do this? And then we go down I'm already feeling anxiety. I'm already feeling self-doubt. I'm already feeling these things. Well, now I can't even freaking remember to pick my kid up. And
Right.
I forgot about the, sending in the snacks for such and such because they had a field trip, all the things that we, especially as women, can beat ourselves up about. Who has time to remember to do all these things? We're getting older. We're getting to perimenopause. Drink your water, walk your steps, meditate, just like the list. Lift your weights.
Eat your protein. Don't eat sugar. Stay calm. Breathe. Go for a walk.
Right. It's like, I am walking while my kid's at practice, and I'm trying to pay my bills online because this is the only time I have.
Right. If you remember to pay your bill. My husband came to me. He's like, did you pay the insurance? I was like,
what insurance?
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
And no.
It doesn't matter. I didn't pay any.
Pay it.
Right? It doesn't matter. I didn't
It's like,
pay
oh
any
yeah,
of it.
okay. I need to pay that today.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if Kirk does this. David will say, hey, help me remember to, and then he's like, does a list of things he wants to get done and accomplish. And I will literally like stand up right there to start marking them off and checking them off, and let's do it. And he's like, oh, not right now. Just like this week. And I'm like, no. It's gone. It's already gone.
Brain doesn't
I'm
work
standing
that
up
way.
right now to do it because that's when I will remember. Standing up right now. We're doing
All right,
it.
let me remind you right now. No, Kirk will say, set an alarm or set something on your phone.
Smart.
I mean, and honestly, for real life, this was real life.
Yeah,
this
for
week.
real life.
For real life. I couldn't keep up with what day it was. Like, I thought it was the next day. But the date has been the 17th of March for the last 10 days. It has been
Wait
the
a minute,
17th.
what's that? St. Patrick's Day?
Yes. And I have worn green ever since. No, I'm just kidding.
Right. Nobody's been pinching me, so I've been good.
No, but the 17th, well, I've still got the rest of the month. So
It's like,
I
no,
had
no,
dinner
girl,
plans.
we done.
I had dinner plans with a couple friends for Thursday night, the 28th. And I'm like, it's the 17th. And I got a text and they're like, where do y'all want to go this week
It's like,
on Thursday?
what?
I was like, it's
What are
not
they
this week. It's
doing?
just the 17th. Like we've got like
Right,
11 more days.
right.
No, it's like in 2 days. I was like, oh my gosh. So then that's like a Thursday. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a manicure. I'm going to do a pedicure. I'm going to do some self-care. That's Thursday. And then I turn around to another friend because she was like, hey, I've got, my boss would like to meet with you, just get some more information. I was like, okay, great. I'm free on Thursday. All day. I'm free. Then we are switching our insurance companies. My insurance guy goes, what day are you free for me to come take pictures? Thursday? I'm like, yeah,
Yeah, come on.
come on.
I'm
Come on
going to
out.
have my girl here
I'm
doing
gonna-
my mani-pedi.
And then evidently I'm not having dinner with friends and I'm not doing that and I'm not Hello,
Right.
everything was Thursday.
everything was Thursday.
because I didn't put it in my phone.
All right, let me ask you. In January, you got your new calendar by the hour.
It's in my bag.
Okay, how's it going?
It's in my bag.
So-
I will say
Yes.
it is marked on this week.
Okay, good.
That was because I think I did that Monday.
You were like,
That was
dag
good.
nabbit.
I know.
Thursday is full.
I know. I was like, oh my gosh. So, no, it's coming along. You know, these are habits that take a little bit of time. And what I was going to say about like being overwhelmed and stuff with all the stuff to do and take care of, we can only do one thing at a time.
Yep.
And so I'm going to back up a year and a half. So when I decided to hire that health coach
Mm-hmm.
to help me with, you know, the weight loss, I had just started my HRT and I wanted to really make a difference. It was like, okay, I started the HRT and then broke my foot. So I couldn't really do the exercises or anything. But then as soon as that was done, I started with the health coach and it was just adding one thing at a time. So I started the HRT and then that was like 6 months. So it kind of gave my body a little bit of time to, okay, get used to having some hormones back in my body. And then
Right.
it's like, okay, let me add a little bit of exercise.
Right.
Then let me change my foods just a little bit. It wasn't a crash course. You
Right.
know, I didn't just, you know, go, not even, that's not the word I was going to say. I'm sorry, having a conversation in my own head. Okay. I did not go all in.
It's like, what?
You're like, I didn't hear anything.
I didn't
It's because the
say-
conversation happened in my head.
Yeah, I didn't say
Y'all
anything.
didn't know
yeah, you
any
were,
of
y'all were
it.
not involved.
So I did not dive into the deep end with food,
Well, you
hormones,
can't.
exercise, daily affirmations, making a schedule. So it's one thing at a time.
whether it be
So-
like you said, okay, I'm going to focus on walking.
Mhm.
I'm going to do steps.
Mhm.
Nothing else is going to change.
Right.
I'm going to do steps. I'm going to, okay, now I've mastered that. It's a part of my routine. It's a part of my
Right.
habit.
I figured out how to get that in
Yeah.
my day.
Yeah.
Now what
Now
can I
you can add
change?
something else. There is too much chaos in our lives to try and change everything at one time,
Mhm.
one thing at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And pick something that I'm going to say is less chaotic. Whether that be, okay, I'm focusing on water. I'm focusing on steps.
Right. I wouldn't jump into like full on meal planning or meal prepping when
No.
you've got kids and
No.
family and you're trying to do 2 meals and they're like, "What? I don't eat that, Mom." And you're
Right.
like, "Well, you're going to start."
Even
We
with
don't want it to be
food.
stressful.
Even with food, it's like, okay, I'm only going to focus on protein. I'm going to keep eating the other things. I'm just going to focus on protein. Now I'm pretty good at my protein, making sure I'm having protein with my meals. Because if you're like most women, like, hey, I had a salad, I'm good. Hey, I had a
or we eat the carb
I had a
first.
string cheese driving down the road. I'm
Right.
good.
That's not
We
even food.
Right. So, like focusing on one thing, even when you're getting into foods,
Right.
one thing at a time. I'm going to cut out processed stuff.
And we all want the quick fix.
Because our bodies feel chaotic and we don't like chaos.
Right.
Our sympathetic nervous system, like we don't like chaos. And when something is not a habit, our brain instantly tries to go back to the habit.
Right.
And so that's
what
why
we
it
know.
is. Right. The path of least resistance is really what our brains are wired for. What is the easiest way to do that? What is the easiest way? Easiest way. Easiest way. That's
So
why habits are so hard to break.
Right. And so we want a quick fix. And what you all need to realize, and this took a while for me too, is this is a way of life. This is consistency. And what hit me, I guess, just recently that, we're always looking for, a goal or there's an end date. Okay, I can do this for 30 days.
Right.
And then what happens? So I may have mentioned this in a previous podcast, but it was, yes, I got a college degree, but it took me 7.5 years because I went part-time sometimes because I, messed around and my grades went down and then I had to make that up and fix that.
But I will say you worked and paid most of your way going through school, if not all of your way going through school. So it wasn't like, hey, I just go to school.
Right. True.
You worked. So
I worked and got it. So anyway, it took me 7.5 years. And at the end of the 7.5 years, because, it's like, get the degree. Well, I got the degree and it was like, well, what
do I do now?
You got to get a job. I was like, I just worked to get myself through school to get this degree and nothing had changed. So what I say about consistency, same thing happened when I did a bodybuilding show in the past. It was like for 8 months. It was the training, the food, the training, the food, the training, the food, the posing, all the stuff. And then you go on stage and it was great. And I had an amazing time and the show was over.
That's it.
I still have to keep working out.
Right.
It's like, it is a way of life. And so you don't just get the body you want or the feeling that you want, and then it's going to stay there.
Right.
And so I feel like part of the learning and the education about a healthy life, living a healthy lifestyle, is understanding that this is consistency. So this should help with the overwhelm. Doing one thing at a time.
Right.
And like Courtney said earlier, being consistent, learning how to fit that in your day. Then it's not chaotic for that thing.
Right.
Then you can try and add something else.
Right. It really is. We were talking about all the things that we have in our life. And I am going to say food is a hard one. We're surrounded by crap, food. We've become a society of convenience. We've become a society of, it's like a status symbol to be busy. So it's like everything is convenient, fast, quick, convenient, even our foods. Even if it's not really food, eat it because it says it's food. And so we have become so programmed to live our lives that way. And when we get into perimenopause and menopause and our hormones start changing, our body kind of fights back. Our body goes, whoa, I'm already unregulated. All of a sudden, my hormones are fluctuating. We got some internal things going on. I don't even know what to do with that food, that thing that you ate, that processed whatever, that, where you only ate a bagel. Like, I don't know, I can't even do anything with that.
Well, what I found, and I don't want to interrupt, but I am going to throw this in. On Monday, I ate 2 protein bars. 2 protein bars on Monday. My body felt it yesterday.
Yep.
I was swollen.
'Cause you're not used to it.
But, well, not used to it, but also all the artificial, my body doesn't know where to put it.
Where to put it, 'cause you
What is
haven't
where
had
does
those
this go?
things.
I can't
Yes.
use this for energy. It's not a real protein. I've got all these chemicals now. What am I supposed to do with that? So then it's just kind of stores, and then you just kind of, oh, why am I bloated?
Yep. Yeah. No, absolutely. But I think as women as well, like you said, it's this is a 6-week, fat loss
Mm-hmm.
course. This is a 30-day, no sugar, whatever. We even program our quote unquote diets into a timeline,
Right.
into
And
a whatever.
it's like, okay, it's a 30-day. So what does that mean at the end of the 30
Yeah, where
days?
you going in 30
You're just going to
days?
go back to the way you were?
But let me tell you, you then program your mind and your brain to even
Mhm.
say, just for 30 days, just for 30 days, just for 30 days. And then at the end of 30 days, woohoo!
I'm
I
done.
get to do whatever I want to.
Right.
Doesn't work like
It
that.
doesn't.
But I was listening to, I can't remember if it's I think it was a podcast. And it was a bodybuilding podcast. And they're talking about, bodybuilding, all this kind of stuff. And there was a female competitor. And she said, I hate that in our society, someone who is conscientious about what they eat is labeled as the weirdo or the restrictive or the whatever.
Right.
She said, that should be the norm.
Mm-hmm.
We should be aware of what we're putting in our bodies. And why do we call them diets? It should just be like your
meal
nutrition,
plan.
how I
Yeah.
eat. It's not a diet. This is how I eat. I focus on good whole foods. Why is that demonized in our society?
It's funny you say that because was listening to a podcast also, and this guy was talking, and he said that he had started a new job, and he went to lunch, and the boss was like, I'll have a salad with a little chicken. And the guy's like, well, I'm getting a sub. And he gets the sub, and the boss says, why are you getting a sub? He goes, because it's good. And the boss was like, food is money. And he said, well, what do you mean food is money? And he said, I'm eating a salad and my chicken because it's feeding my brain so that I can function and work and be creative in the office when I get home or in the office after lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He said, food is money. It is how you feel. How are you going to function and able to do the other things in life and whatever that is.
Right.
Are you going to be there mentally for your kids? Are you, have fun? How does the food make you feel? And this is not a podcast on food. I feel like we always seem to get on the food topic.
Right.
But just going back to the overwhelmed, food can make you feel overwhelmed, anxious, depending on what you're eating.
On what you're eating. Yeah, your body responds to what you put in it, whether it's garbage on TV, garbage in nutrition, garbage in books you're reading, whatever. Your body responds to what you put in it. And our podcast is all about perimenopause and how during that time our hormones change, which affect everything about us. So if there are things we can do to minimize the effect of the hormone fluctuations, then that's what we want to do. Because we want to feel like ourselves. We want to feel normal. We want to feel stable. We want to feel happy. We want to feel all of these things. So what can I do to help myself feel that way?
Right.
Food,
one thing at a time.
Walk, water.
All the daily things that I listed in the beginning of the podcast.
Right.
All the things.
But I am going to say we all have those seasons in life where life is a little more chaotic. Different times during the year, things are more chaotic. It could be with your job. You could be in finance and in accounting, and right now it's busy time because you're coming up on taxes.
Right.
There are lots of things that external factors that affect what's going on. Plus, you're in perimenopause, and so it feels heavy. It feels chaotic. It feels overwhelming. And how do we handle that? How do we handle it? What do we say? I told Heather, I was like, man, I've been struggling for like a month. I've been struggling, just feeling blah, feeling down, feeling whatever. My husband had surgery. He doesn't have use of an arm, so it has been more taxing on me to do all the things, even putting on his socks because he can't use his hand. Like all of those things, I feel like that has contributed. More external factors, more things. And so instantly for me, I have to say, okay, I have to recognize it. This is how I'm feeling. Why am I feeling this way?
Exactly.
What is going on? What
has changed?
Yes, what has changed? What is going on? Okay, what can I do to help combat feeling like this?
When does he get released from the doctor? Should I sleep in another room?
I did the other night. It was like, I'm out. I can't, because his arm is straight. He has to keep it, can't really bend it. He turns over and it's like all
Whack.
in my face. And I even said, you're taking all my room. Move, slide over. But yes, acknowledging how we're feeling. We don't deny it.
What has changed?
Yeah, we're looking at hey, what's going on? Take an inventory. And then, okay, what can I do?
Right.
What things are in my control? I know if I put on my sleepy pants and I sit on the couch and I turn on Netflix,
it's over.
I'm going to feel like garbage.
Right.
And I'm stuck.
Okay.
Like, I'm not going to get out of there.
Turning on Netflix. I got mad last night. There was...
What was on?
Farmer Wants a Wife.
Okay, I've watched that.
I love it.
I've watched that.
Season 3. There was only one episode. I was like, I was prepared to binge at least 3.
Yeah. Nope, 1.
I was ready. My husband was not home. He had stuff to do. I was like, yes, I get to watch TV. I can binge Farmer Wants a Wife.
1 episode. And you're like,
and there
what
was
the
one,
heck?
And that's exactly what I said. I was like, what do you mean there's not another one out?
That's funny you said that because we watch a couple of series, and on Thursdays you get a new episode.
It is Thursday, I found out.
So it said new episode. So we click on it, and I'm excited. And it said on Thursday, like new episode on Thursday. And I was like, oh my gosh, they were teasing. So anyway, when you are feeling certain ways, we don't dismiss it. We say this all the time. We're not soldiering through. We have to, but let's come up with a plan. What can I do? What's in my control? What's changed? What's going on? Let me acknowledge what I'm feeling. Feeling a little sad, feeling a little depressed. Well, I look back. Guess what?
But wait a minute.
I haven't gotten steps in like 10 days. 10 days. Movement has been at a minimum. Wow. We know steps help with stress. Yep. Steps help with mood.
Happy.
Steps help with all that. And I haven't gotten them in. So, okay, mental note. Get your tennis shoes on. I don't care if you're walking all around the house. And I had sat more because he was sitting more because of his arm. We're resting, we're icing, we're elevating, we're all this. And not that that's an excuse, but I didn't make it a priority.
And you felt the difference.
Oh, 100%.
But you had to sleuth it.
Yeah. We have to be our own Sherlock Holmes. You got to think about it. You got to go, what's going on? What's changed? What's bringing me down? What's this? And then what can I do?
Right.
What can I do? Y'all, we have given all of the tips and tricks and nutrition and water and walking, and it applies to like all of it. I'm sad, go for a walk, drink your water. I'm feeling tired, drink water, go for a walk.
I'm hungry, drink water.
Drink water, go for a walk. Like all of it really.
If you just started with one thing, go for a walk.
Yeah.
And drink some water.
Mad, sad, hungry, bad.
Just Heather and Courtney said, go for a walk and drink some water. It's what I'm going to do.
Yep.
And start just one thing.
Yep.
One thing at a time.
Yep.
Go
ahead.
I was just going to say, I've started while the dogs are outside. I just walk around my driveway.
Yeah. Get some steps in.
Yeah. And then they just start staring at me like, when are you coming in?
I will say it's easier. Like, it's hard to get started. It's easier once you get going.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I'm already
and
going.
once you make it a habit too,
yes,
then your body actually starts to crave that. And it's like, wait a minute, I want to walk. I want to get outside, especially now with the weather getting so nice.
Yeah.
You need to get outside, get the sunshine, get those steps in. And then it also helps to clear your mind.
Yeah.
So then you can start, okay, what's something else I can add?
Yep.
What's something else I can do? And, I was joking before with the list, with all the stuff.
Right.
But not really.
No, it is no joke.
It is no joke. But every one of us is different. So we all need to find the things that work for us individually. So I know we've said this before, but you need to find what works for you. I'm sorry, but if you don't want to walk for 30 minutes, be the 10-minute after your meal walker.
That's funny you said that. I follow this girl on Instagram, and she is not I don't like to walk for 30 minutes, and I don't like to do that. But she loves her dog. And it was, if I walk him, he loves to go for walks. He loves to go and be happy. So she said for her, being able to say, oh, Bauer wants to go, and let's go take Bauer to see his friends. Let's go walk Bauer. Let's go Bauer. And she was like, and before you know it, I've taken him out 5 times during the day, and we've done a 10-minute walk 5 times. She's like, that's 50 minutes of walking.
Right. And which is great.
Yes. She said, but if I go, hey, I'm going to go and just walk up and down the road, no. It's about Bauer and seeing him being happy and fun with his friends. So if you love your dog and you love seeing your dog, your dog loves to go for a walk, take your dog. Take your dog
Absolutely.
for a walk. Go do those things that work for you or help motivate you.
Right.
And it's about finding what works, finding what brings enjoyment. Part 2 of the I was feeling all crappy and sad and blah, blah, blah. And I went, whoa, I haven't got my steps in. I was like, even my pants were fitting differently. It was like I was more like bloated, like feeling or whatever. My movement. When you're used to getting movement, it helps move fluid through the body. It helps you digestion. It helps all of those things. You don't do it 10 days, you're going to see a big difference. You don't do it 2 weeks. You don't do it a week. You're going to feel it. You're going to see it when it's become a part of your routine,
And then it's harder to get back in that routine.
I know. We got to do it today. Oof.
I've already done it.
Got to get my steps in.
Let's see, wait a minute. Oh, I don't have a lot of steps. I only have 4,000 steps today so far.
Well,
but I did lift weights this morning.
Good.
So
good.
Got my lifting in. So I'll get a walk later.
Yeah. And it's all changing and revolving all the time. My sleep is good really right now.
That's great.
Yes, because for months my sleep has been
I
so
remember,
bad. And okay, I'm sleeping. Like, okay, I'll take it. I'm not getting up earlier than I have to because I'm sleeping. I'm taking it.
So what, just listening to you.
Yeah.
It just kind of clicked and made me realize that we are not going to have every single area in our life smoothly. Like if our sleep is good, something else might suffer. Where
probably
you're not
I'm
getting
depressed.
the steps, you're depressed, you're not drinking your water, all that
all
stuff.
of those things.
But what if you are doing your other things and then your sleep's not good? So we just have to be prepared and know that it's not going to be perfect ever. So,
and it will constantly change.
It is going to change. For example, I thought last night, since my husband had class, like everything, I had the evening.
Yeah.
Like I knew I was good till 10 o'clock, and y'all know I go to bed at 7:30. So
like
I was
dinner
like,
time.
I could watch a show. Yes, it was still light outside, and I was in the bed, but I knew I had the evening, and I could fall asleep early. Like this was going to be good.
Yeah.
Well, his class didn't last as long as it was supposed to. So I get this text, I'm on the way, and it's like 7:30. I was
You're
like,
like, no.
it's like, what the heck? Which I was glad he was coming back because I got to see him and I wasn't asleep. So that is cool.
Right.
But then he doesn't sleep well. So then it's like, okay, I'm up and I'm watching the show. Okay, not a big deal. Turn it off. And then all of a sudden at like 10:30, like I feel like I was asleep, but maybe
But
not.
you were awake
And he's, hey, did you lock up?
at 10:30.
At 10:30. And I was like, what? What do you mean? What? Did you lock up? I was like, yeah.
I laugh so hard because I can see this. I'm picturing all this.
I was like, yeah, okay. And then I start to fall back to sleep, and I hear, what is that? He's got this Velcro.
What is he doing? What is he doing?
And I'm trying to go to sleep, and tomorrow's leg day, and I'm not getting a good sleep.
Put your Velcro away. What are you doing?
It's, instead of the CPAP machine, which, doesn't work for him, it's to help him not snore. It's a strap under his chin to keep his mouth closed so he can sleep on his back. And so he was just adjusting it to put it. No.
Yes, external factors
You don't
that
know.
you cannot control
You don't
everything.
know.
My husband will get up and use the restroom during the night, and then he looks out the windows. Like, we live in the country, and so he's like, and I hear him like lifting the blinds, like looking through and walking around and looking out the window. And I'm like, what are you doing?
And walk around the
Does
house?
not get a gun. He just walks around looking out the windows. I'm like, thank you for waking me up. So you could look out the windows and stare at the pasture land around us. It's not like there is anything. You're going to see deer.
Right.
That's about it.
He's like, that's what I'm looking for. It's like, what are you going to do with them?
I know.
Nothing?
Or someone in the cul-de-sac. Like, is someone out there? We live in the country. No one's out there. So, yeah, you are not going to be able to control everything that's going on around you. Take note, take inventory, do your detective work, and then change what you can change.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, be okay with it.
Exactly.
Be okay with it.
And, oh, shoot. Wait a minute. There was something I was going to start doing. Adding to my list.
Yeah, put something else. Put item 36.
Focus. So it's what you can do. So just kind of focus, meaning focus on the thing that you're working on. Submit to your environment, meaning there's external factors that you cannot control.
Right.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Do not fight them because it's going to make things worse. And there's follow the prompts. So follow what you can do.
Yeah.
So it's focus, submit, and follow. So you're just kind of doing what you can do. You're okay with the external stuff that is out of your control because that's going to happen regardless.
Yeah. But don't get overwhelmed.
Exactly.
And that's very easy to do in our society where, like I said, it's like a status symbol or a badge of honor to say, I'm so busy. I'm so busy.
Sometimes
Why?
I'm so busy laying on the couch.
Or
if I need to take a nap.
Yes. Like it's okay to say, man, I do have a lot going on. I'm going to put some of those things till tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm going to say no to making treats for someone's class.
Right.
Or like I don't have to do everything.
Well, and I was thinking too, one day this week, it was, what is the most important thing that I have to get done today?
Yeah.
Because I really want a nap.
Yeah. And so
what
we have
I
to
had
make
to
a priority
prioritize.
list.
The nap was pretty high on the priority list.
Yeah.
So just
Take the nap.
knowing what I had to do outside of the nap,
Yep.
then it helped, just kind of narrow that window. So
100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, gentlemen, whoever's listening, don't get caught up in it. Hormonal fluctuations change how our brain is working, change how we're feeling, change what's going on physically and mentally for us. And so if we can be aware of it, know that it's going on, like we said, take that inventory, do detective work, and then come up with a plan. What can I do? One thing that will help this, that will help me feel better or whatever. And we will always say, taking a walk, drinking some water is always a good idea. Always.
And if you don't know what to do, just do one thing.
Yep.
And when I say do the one thing, just go drink a glass of water.
Yeah.
Really.
Go drink some water.
Just go drink some water and walk over there to get it.
Yeah. So we appreciate y'all being here today and listening. As always, we hope that this is informative and helpful and
fun to listen
funny.
to.
Yeah.
We do want to remind you guys of the expo at Liberty University on May 2nd and May 3rd. We'll be at a Women's Health Expo.
Yeah, and this is to go along. It's the Thrive Lynchburg Expo, and it goes with Freedom 434, which is an organization that fights human trafficking. And they have a 5K, and so we are doing this in conjunction with the Freedom 434 organization.
That's really cool. So if you are in the area, you can stop by. And again, that's May 2nd and 3rd. So we're excited about that.
And it's free.
It is free. And we are also going to be raffling off Midlife Magic basket.
So excited.
I know. I'm excited about that. So please follow along on our social medias so that you can keep up with what's happening and what things that we are adding. And remember, follow us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
And our Instagram and Facebook have changed to our Redefining Midlife. That is where you will find us on those.
Yes. So until next time, ladies, gentlemen, thank you for listening.
Yep. Have a good one.